What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? I didn't even throw my hat on before I came on here, did I? Oh well. Waking up slow. Y'all gonna help me wake up this morning? I need to get some candles burning. Where'd my lighter go? Well, maybe not. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Hello, people. How you doing? Hang on, I'm getting some candles going. There we go. Not really for the video display, just for me. What's up, y'all? It's good with you. Got your coffee ready? I always put a couple of those Stoke shots in mine, like a couple little extra little mini shots. You know those things you get at the gas station? They're in the little black cups, like the little black creamer cups. You get some lighting in here. I look like a mess this morning, don't I? There we go. There we go. Hold up. I got all new lighting in here too. There we go. That brings a little bit of life to me. A little bit. Still got the bags under my eyes though. Been slow waking up this morning. But this will help me wake the rest of the way up. What's up? How y'all doing? How you doing? I still gotta get the damn wrinkles out of this thing. I say it every time and then I procrastinate. Because I don't feel like going down there and getting the steamer. I could just throw it in the dryer, I guess. I'll probably do that. I'll probably just take this and toss it in the dryer and then hang it back up. Oh well. I like it though. Looks cool. This is actually for photos. It's a photo backdrop. Yeah. I'll probably just throw it in the dryer. Whatever. Anyway, what y'all up to, man? What y'all up to? I didn't do any work yesterday, did I? Didn't do any work. We ended up having a bunch of stuff to do yesterday. We sold the treadmill because we're getting the Peloton. Y'all heard of that? Apparently it's really popular. And it's on back order. So she ordered it, and it's not going to be delivered till February 3rd. And somebody that we know that ordered it, they ordered one, and it didn't show up until like a week later than they said it would. So we went ahead and sold the treadmill, so we had to wait around for that. Then we went out to dinner with some friends here in Vegas. We got a couple that they're real estate. They own a real estate business, and it was like at one point in time for a couple of years, it was like they were the number one realtors in Vegas. And we hang with them from time to time. They just adopted a baby, so we don't really get to hang out with them very often anymore. But we went out to dinner with them, so I just didn't even do any work yesterday. Just laid around and let my muscles recover. Pretty much all I did. Yeah, I sold my treadmill. Didn't really want to. I mean, it's going to be now whenever I want to get in a run, I guess I'm going to have to go outside or down the street to the gym. We got a gym membership down there. But it's so convenient having a treadmill here at the house. But we went ahead and ordered the Peloton. And I don't really know too much about it. I've just seen some pictures and it looks really cool. Yeah, we might go on a family walk today too. Went on a little walk yesterday. We usually, and I'm waiting for us to get back into the swing of this, we normally go on hikes, family hikes, out in the desert, climbing mountains and shit. Man, I'm going to tell you what, out here, the hikes can be pretty intense. You see the mountains off in the distance. We've climbed them before. And that ain't no joke. We've climbed to the very tip top of those mountains. They got trails going up them. And it's like, there's some of them that you better be in shape or you ain't getting up that thing, man. Because it's like a straight, you're basically climbing. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's cool. Anyway, what y'all up to, man? Oh yeah. I see. There's a lot of people around here that run with their dogs. I don't know. That I bet a dog could wear you out though. They don't get tired, do they? They don't get tired. They don't get tired. I'm going to be, I don't want to say minimizing, but I'm going to be cutting back on the cardio. I still do cardio every day. I run a mile before and a mile after each workout. A mile before and a mile after. And it's turning me, I've never had as much endurance in my life as I have now. I've never had, because we went on a walk yesterday and we got this around in the neighborhoods we live, this little route that we take all through the neighborhoods and then out on the main road and out and around coming back. And yesterday we were out on the main road and we said, all right, we're all going to run home from here. And it's maybe half mile. So we ran home from there. And it was outside the neighborhood. We ran down the main road and cut in the neighborhood and then ran home. And I'll never forget about a year ago, right there at that very same spot, I took off running to see how far I could make it. I couldn't even make it to the neighborhood. And it was a downhill stretch, starting off downhill. Couldn't even make it to the neighborhood. I was about to die. That's how out of shape I was. Man. I made it all the way home yesterday. It's just cool, man. It's fun. Slow journey. I know I try not to talk about fitness too much when we're on here, but I mean, to be 100% honest with y'all, that's where all of my focus and attention has gone, is into fitness. That's where all of my focus and attention has gone. Because as many of you have heard, when I teach manifestation, I teach some very important key elements that get left out of mainstream law of attraction teachings. Okay? There's a very specific reason why so many people out there can't figure out how to get it to work for them. And it's a very, very important key element. It worked for me. I didn't make it up. So I'm not trying to claim that I'm this amazing person that found something out. No, I didn't. I had to be taught the same thing. And it completely transformed my life. And anybody that I've ever coached who I've really got them to understand the concept of how this works, it totally transforms their life too. Okay. And what that is, now I'm not going to explain the science. There is science that goes into it. I save that for my personal customers that come to me. But what that is your focus. Okay. Now pay very close attention. It's not what you're focusing on that's manifesting. It's what you're not focused on that's manifesting. This is the key. This is the key. While you're focused on something, nothing's happening. It's not moving. It can't. It can't manifest until your focus is off of it. Okay? This is the key. That's one of the main, well, that's not the only reason, but that is a big reason why I have put all of my focus on to fitness and off of my career. I don't pay very much attention to my YouTube. I don't spend time obsessing over it. I don't sit around and stare at the numbers all day. I don't obsessively look at my subscriber count or my YouTube paycheck. I don't even pay attention to that. Forget about it. I totally forget about it. Completely and totally forget about it. I'll have to remind myself to go through the comments. I'll totally forget it. I'll do like an all signs video and totally forget to go pin the comment of the timestamps. I'll totally forget it. I'll have to remind myself, oh, fuck, man, go and then go heart some people and go respond and tell people thank you and this and that. Because I'll forget because I don't pay attention to it. And I do that for a reason. Now, yes, on the other side of that coin, all of my focus is on fitness. See what I'm saying? So that's another reason why the journey is so slow. But that's what rest days are for. See what I'm saying? Make any sense? I'm telling you, that's the key. That's the secret. That's the real secret. And I don't know for sure I don't know for sure, but I kind of suspect that the person that I learned that from probably is not very happy with the fact that I teach it to the public. But, if that person is upset because I'm teaching that to everybody, like the only thing I have to say is, did you not think that by you teaching that to people that somebody was going to take it and end up manifesting a large audience that they could teach it to as well? Like that. Did you not think that would happen? That may not be true, but I have a suspicion that that person probably is not happy with the fact that I'm teaching it to so many people. But I have this boneheaded thing that I do where I actually care about people being able to figure out, how to better their life. I care about that. There's so many people out there who are stuck in life and they don't know how to get up out of, and make an actual change. And yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So if you want to know some of the key elements that it takes in order to make changes happen, that's what I want to teach. That's what I want to get across. My goal, whenever I come on camera, anytime I come on camera and people listen to anything that I say, my goal is I would like for you to be able to leave any video that you watch of me with at least one little thing. Because that's what happened to me on my path, man. That's what happened to me on my path. Do you know how many hours I would spend researching, watching people, listening to people on the internet? And it would just be one little thing that somebody would say, because especially when you're digging a wormhole in the spiritual community, you hear a lot of people say the same things. There's a lot of mockingbirds out there. And it's my contention that this could be wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I just kind of feel like a lot of people do that just because they think it sounds cute. Whoa, I heard this person say that and it sounded cool, so I'm going to say it too. Yeah, well, you hear a lot of that. A lot of people saying cute, fluffy things that they don't even really fucking understand. They just say it because it sounds cute, But then every now and then that one person says that one thing and they say it unlike anybody else out there. And you're like, that makes sense. Those aha moments for me were the biggest, parts of my journey where the most pivotal shifting points happened for me. You know what I mean? Makes sense? So I'd like to be able to be that same person. I'm kind of babbling, man. Playing with my cards. Kind of babbling. Yeah, I can't not shuffle mine. I can't not shuffle. I can't not shuffle. Every time I sit down with cards, I have to shuffle. Been doing this since before I ever even thought about reading cards. You know what I mean? Like, I got my very first deck, and I've been sitting around shuffling them, playing with them. I mean, I don't see how it's just a habit. It's just a habit, I don't know if my OG followers, look, hey, this is for my OG followers. I busted this deck out the other day. Busted this one out. This right here is the one that I learned on. Not this very one, but this is it's the Tarot of Dreams. This deck right here. Oh, and the guidebook. Hold up. This right here is responsible for my career. This guidebook and this deck. I went through this whole book. Took me about 9 hours one day. Let's see. See, there's not pictures in this right here. So I just started off. Of course, the introduction, esoteric symbols. Whenever we get to the cards, introducing the major arcana. Okay. Hang on. Okay, here's the Emperor. See? So I would sit here. Let me find the Emperor card. I'll show you how I did this. And I did this in one whole day. Up until that point, I had a few different decks that I just really wasn't feeling. The first deck, the technically on paper, the first deck I ever bought was the Toth deck. I think that's how you say it, Toth or some shit like that. And I just really wasn't feeling it. Took some notes, and whatnot, and just really wasn't feeling it. So here's the Emperor. So this is what I would do. And I had them all in order. So I'll sit here with this card just like this. With the Emperor and this right here. On the Emperor card, we see a dream city complete with buildings, towers, and avenues lined with trees. Looming over the city is a powerful male figure who holds 2 scepters. Each of these is topped with a glowing spiral, which shows us the object of his allegiance and also the ultimate source of his power, and it just goes all the way through. It goes through all the little symbols and shit. And this is what I did. And then I read that, and then I put that down. And then the next one, the faith card. And I did that. And then I would just sit here with the card. I'd read the thing and I'd look at the card. Read the thing, look at the card, read the thing. And I did that through this whole damn deck. Took me about 9 hours. The girl I was dating at the time, she left for work that morning. It was my day off. And I was laying there in bed. And I was still laying there reading this book when she got off work. Yep. And then at that point, that's when I'd have to say that was probably, right around that exact same time frame is when I started getting that little calling, Read tarot on YouTube, That's not what I learned these for. I learned these cards just to gain clarity on a situation that I had been dealing with, and that's it. That's the only reason I ever picked these little shits up. That's it, But everybody's always asking about, any decks that I recommend or who did I learn from and this and that. That's what I did. I sat there with this guidebook with the Tarot of Dreams and this deck. And that's what I did. Yes, I did for months and months and months before that. I had a big old handful of like 10, 15, 20 tarot card readers that I would watch religiously, big old bunch of them. And, and I would just kind of watch what they did. And, I would see one person do something. I'd be like, let me try that. Let me see if I can, that doesn't really work for me. Let me try that. Ooh, that works. But let me try it this way. And let me try that, and I for several months. So that right there for my OG followers, if you remember this, you go all the way back. If you go all the way back to my 2018 readings, the very first ones that I ever did, I did with this deck right here. So anyway, anywho. No, I don't really watch tarot. Not really. If I see like one of the readers that I consider to be my buddies, and I see them live, I'll pop in and say, yo, what's happening? How you doing? And then just pop right out. But not really. Every once in a blue moon, if I'm bored, if I see one pop up, in my recommended feed, I'll let's see what this is all about, and usually a good 95% of the time, I can't really make it all the way through a tarot card reading anymore. Not really. I feel like it served its purpose. Because the only reason I ever as a matter of fact, for the first couple of months that I would see tarot card reading videos getting recommended to me, I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. I thought that was so stupid. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's the dumbest. But one thing I remember in the back of my mind, I'd be like, well, damn, a lot of people watch these things though, because I would always see that and be like, that is so stupid. Aquarius, December 2017. That's the most ridiculous shit. But goddamn, 20,000 people watched it. Nah, that's stupid. And I would scroll past it. And finally, that one day, I'll never forget. And as a matter of fact, it was a December 2017 video. I clicked on it. I was like, let me just see what this is all about, man. These videos got so many fucking views. There's got to be something to it. Let me see what it's about. And it told the story of a situation that I'd been dealing with. And I was addicted to it. I got addicted to it. I kind of feel like that's what brought us all to it, isn't it? Isn't that kind of what it did? There's nothing different about me. I was introduced to it probably the same fucking way everybody was introduced to it, you know? But I started getting irritated after. Well, the first thing that happened was I started noticing that I was just hearing the same answer. Hearing the readings would just say the same thing, you know? We'll get to the same, like, yeah, it's accurate, but we're just spinning in a circle. We're not going anywhere with this, you know? And then after that, the readings pretty much stopped resonating after a certain point, you know? Man, well, none of these readings are resonating anymore. And I just felt this pull. And I was so broke at the time. I was like, I can't afford a personal reading. But you know what? I don't even want to hear what anybody else has to say. I can spend 17, 18, 20 bucks on a deck of these, and I can learn this shit myself. That's what I'm going to do. Because there was a little spiritual store up the street that sold tarot cards. And we would go in that spiritual store all the time, almost every day. And I would see the tarot cards. So I'd be like, okay, either A, I can pay somebody, you know, to hear what they have to say, or I can just learn this myself. I can learn this myself. You know what? I think I trust myself more than anybody else. So that's the only reason I started doing it. And then you know what? You know what the funny thing is? I got the same answer the YouTube readings were. Same thing, man. The same exact answer. Same exact thing that was coming through the YouTube readings were coming through my own reading. So I was like, damn, man. Like I felt kind of let down. I'm like, damn, man. So it was really hard for me to accept. You know, I didn't hear what I wanted to hear. You know, and I think any of us that come to the tarot, we all end up facing that moment, you know, where we hear what we don't want to hear. You know, 9 times out of 10, the answer in a tarot card reading is something that you don't really want to hear. You know, so finally that right there is when I started getting a little intuitive calling. Well, you done spent all these months obsessively watching YouTube tarot, studying the cards, learning how to read them. Put a couple videos on there. Nah, man, ain't no way I could do that. So I battled myself. Usually I'm pretty good at that. Usually I'm pretty good at shutting that little voice up, you know, like talking myself out of something that I really don't want to do. But I could not talk myself out of this. This little voice was very intrusive. Like, you know, it was invading. It was invading my thoughts. And I couldn't get rid of that little thought. And it kept getting louder and louder and louder. Like, yo, your business just crashed and burned. You know, you have 2-3 days off where you sit around with absolutely nothing to do. What would happen if you put a couple of videos on YouTube? What would happen? So finally, that's what got me started doing it. You know, that's what got me started doing it. That's my story. That's my story. And I know that some of you have heard me tell that story, but there's always new faces in here. And I'm always being asked that question. So, yeah. So, but I kind of spun off. Somebody asked me if I still watch tarot. Not really. Every once in a blue moon. It just depends. It just depends. I'm feeling like, though, that the market is so saturated, though, in the tarot community. So saturated. People see well, okay, there's so many people out there that are chasing the wrong thing. You know, they start them a YouTube tarot channel, and I've watched people doing this, and they honestly don't really know what they're doing. But They chase it, and they don't really actually want to help. You can tell. You can tell if you're really wanting to have a career, in any type of metaphysical outlet, whether it's tarot card reading or Reiki healing or reconnective healing or whatever the case may be. If you're not authentic and if you don't really genuinely have something of value to bring to the table, the universe isn't going to let it happen. The universe will not let it happen. The universe will not let it happen, period. And you see it happen all the time. You see people just chasing the money or chasing the little bullshit internet popularity. You know what I mean? And you see people chase, and they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. If you want to start doing something like this, anything in the spiritual community, you have to bring some value to the table. You got to bring some value. Do you have something to say that people need to hear? No, it's not going to be something people want to hear. Oh no. That's another thing a lot of people don't really understand. Oh no. If you want a job in the spiritual community, you're going to be dealing with the most broken fucking people on the planet. Oh yes. Oh yeah, that's your clientele, the most broken fucking people on the planet. Okay? And a lot of very, very toxic, broken people. A lot of people who are at rock bottom, who will attack you. And you got to have some tough, thick-ass skin to do this job, But do you have something that people need to hear? Okay? Need to hear. Because if you do, the universe will make it happen for you. The universe will make it happen for you. But if you don't, universe won't let it happen. The universe just won't let it happen, So see it happen all the time, man. It's a hell of a job. It's a hell of a business, But it is what it is. This is the times that we're in. We, the light workers, we're put here for this. It's an energy transfer. It's an energy transfer. I mean, to be 100% honest with you, I could probably get on here and sing Jimmy Crack Corn and still do my job because it's an energy transfer. Those of us who are here as light workers, it doesn't really matter how you do it, honestly. Matter of fact, you don't even have to do anything if you don't want. Real talk. I would feel very safe betting there's a lot of light workers out there that don't even know that they're fucking light workers. Mm-hmm. A lot of light workers out there in prison. Mm-hmm. How many people right now do you think are sitting in prison for crimes they didn't commit? Or maybe they did commit. Who knows? Just because you're a light worker doesn't mean that you're an innocent little angel that doesn't break the rules of this third dimensional matrix. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that one. A lot of people that you wouldn't suspect are light workers because they completely go against this third dimensional matrix. So what the hell do you think a light worker's here to do? Yeah, there's some light workers out there that are criminals and drug addicts and alcoholics who do not follow the fucking rules of society that were put together by this matrix. Oh, no, absolutely not. Doesn't matter what you do, you're holding a frequency. You're holding a very specific frequency. Okay. And yes, that frequency can be lowered. Yes, it can be lowered, but it can't be taken away. That frequency can't be taken away. Your energy is foreign to the planet. They can pull your frequency down low, but they can't take the frequency away from you, So that's all we're really here to do. And that's the cool part about it. You can do it however you want. You can do it. You can spread that light however you want. Even in your sleep. Matter of fact, you do more work in your sleep than you do when you're awake. Mm-hmm. Yep. So for those of you who are out there racking your brain, trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing? Quit driving yourself nuts. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Do it however you want. You don't necessarily need to reach this big audience, of people. You standing on the planet and radiating your frequency, you don't have to say nothing. You don't have to do nothing. Just go to the mall and walk around. dude, you just put in a hard day's work right there. Yep. Go downtown to the strip, walk up and down the strip, carry that frequency and spread that energy all across. You just put in a hard day's work. Yep. But I get on here and do this. That's my way of doing it. That's my way of doing it. Yep. Anyway. Anywho, how y'all doing this morning? Yeah, I'm waking up now. I'm feeling the energy pumping. That's why I get on here and do this, man. Well, did you watch Coach Drew's video? I didn't finish that video. I got to watch it too. Yeah, he's been playing around with he's got some new ideas. He's got some new ideas for the new year that he's been working on. It's going to be pretty cool, man. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. He's doing good. I really didn't honestly even think about it too much, but I've been coaching him, and I didn't realize until recently, till he started telling me how much my coaching he attributes to the success that he's found so far. I wasn't really aware of that. I didn't really think about it, but we've been coaching each other, for the past year and a half. And he's taken a lot of my techniques, and he'll tell me, he'll say, if it wasn't for the teachings that you've shared with me and your coaching and things like that, I wouldn't even be where I am. Because I met him, when I first met him, he was working at a little public gym, I'm not sure what he was making, but it wasn't nearly what he's making now, and now for the first time in his life, and me and him have very similar, stories from the past of experiencing very hard times in the past, and now for the first time, he says he's more successful now than he ever pictured himself being. And I'm like, damn, cool, right on. I really wasn't thinking that the things that I was teaching him during our sessions, he was actually like using, but apparently he has, but anyway, yeah, that's just goes to show you, man, all you have to do is really want the actual truth. All you got to do is want it. And when you apply it to your life, things will change, but you got to ride those scary waves. No matter what kind of change you want in your life, you're never going to get it to come knock on your door. Never going to get it to come knock on your door. You got to go inside. And start doing adjustments. You have to be willing to take scary leaps of faith. Very scary leaps of faith. Path is very scary until you learn to trust the universe. Trusting the universe sounds cute, but it's scary. We all say we trust the universe until things start becoming unpredictable. Until you are standing there in the dark, not knowing what's coming, not knowing what's next, not knowing what to do, then your trust in the universe is tested. Most people just sit in one spot, stagnant, because they don't know what to do. Pick a path and start walking, and the universe will guide you. But when you're in the dark and I can't see anything, like I'm blind, I don't even know where I'm going. Pick a path and start walking, and the universe will guide you. Most people don't do that. But whenever you get that kind of trust, and I know it, honestly, listening to myself talk, I sound kind of like biblical in a way, because I can remember hearing these things at church, and when I was a young kid, but it really is I'm telling you, I don't like to use the word God. I try not to have that word in my vocabulary, and it's not because I don't believe in a God. It's because I don't really like the image that paints in your mind, and that's probably just my own, because growing up, I literally thought there was a dude sitting in the clouds. You know, when I hear the word God, that's the first thing that I paint in my mind is like an old dude with a long white beard sitting in the clouds. You know, so that's why I try not to use the word God, but it's the same thing. God, universe, source, spirit, all it is, whatever you want to call it, man. Whatever you want to call it. If you trust in it, it will never, ever, ever, never let you fall by the wayside. It never will. But in order to trust in it, you got to stop. You got to get out of the way and let it do what it's got to do. You got to get out of the way and let it do its thing. And yes, it will do scary things. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will. Yes, it will do things that you consider to be bad things. Okay. You got to let those things happen. Later on down the line, you'll look back and you'll see that that wasn't a bad thing at all. It was actually a very necessary thing that had to happen. You know, we spend too much of our time trying to control our life. I guarantee you there's at least one person watching this right now that knows, you know damn good and well, that if you was to take your hands off the wheel for a split second, your whole life would fall apart, right? That's because it needs to. If you really want that life, you have to you let go and let it fall apart. Let that person leave you, you know, let that job fire you. Take your hands off the wheel and let the shit fall apart. Yeah, it's going to be scary. You're going to go through some tough times for a little bit. You know, when the tower falls and burns, that's a messy process. It's not fun. But if you can allow it to happen, you know, allow it to burn and clean up the mess and then start rebuilding a new tower. Actually, you won't even be rebuilding the new tower. The universe will. You just let the universe do the rest. You know what I mean? Digging them sand. Yeah, I think we all mean the same thing when we're talking about God or spirit, or it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And another thing I don't like is that using the word God paints the picture that it's a man. You know, I also don't like to use goddess either because that paints the picture that it's a woman. It's neither. It's neither. It's everything. It's neither and it's both at the same time. You know, it's not a man. It's not a woman. It's everything. It's all that is. That's what Naya calls it. She calls it the all that is. And that's too many syllables. Well, I guess it's the same syllables as universe. But I would say that next to universe, that would be my favorite way of the all that is. All that is. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I don't know. I don't really like to put Buddha's name to it because Buddha was an actual man, you know. A very cool man. But I don't know. I don't really, I try to use a word that is all inclusive, you know, because it really is all inclusive. It's everything. It is the consciousness that is in everything. The consciousness that is everything, you know. So I don't know, as long as you understand that, you know. And the reason why let me go ahead and explain to you why it's so important. Because if you don't fully understand that, okay, if you believe that it is some external entity or some entity that's out here somewhere or up in the sky or underground or whatever, if you believe that it's out here somewhere and you treat it as if it's out here somewhere, you will reverse manifest by default. Because a lot of times here, let me go ahead and give you the example. Let's say, for example, I believe that the universe is a God, is a dude that sits in the clouds. Okay. And I say, God, I need money. You know how the universe responds to that? You need money. Your wish is my command. Do you see how that works? I'm lonely. You're absolutely right. You're lonely. Your wish is my command. You see how that works? Do you see how easy it is to reverse manifesting against yourself? We have been so brainwashed into doing that, so brainwashed into using our words against ourselves. And I don't know. It feels to me like being given the idea that God is something out here was part of the instrument in making that happen. You know, that's why so many prayers fail to come true, because we weren't taught how to pray. We weren't taught how to do it. There's a very specific way to do it, and it has nothing to do with asking for anything. It's not like you would ask me to pass the salt at the dinner table. That's not how you ask. It's not how you ask. You don't say, universe, will you please give me money? You know, it's not the way you ask. Not the way at all. You have to, the language of the universe is what we have to learn. We have to learn the language of the universe. That's why it's so important that we monitor our frequency. We have to figure out what frequency we're actually on. You know, your average person doesn't have a damn clue what frequency they're on. They don't have a damn clue. They have no idea. No idea. They are on the frequency of poverty, loneliness, and emptiness, and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. Don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. Okay, because there is such a big disconnect between the conscious and the subconscious mind. Most people have no idea what they're saying to the universe all day, every day. You know? So that's why I try to explain it in such simple layman's terms. I've told you all a million times. You know how many times I used to say to myself, I'm a worthless piece of shit? You know how many times, I am not even playing with you. I would say that to myself 500 to 1,000 times a day. I'm a piece of shit. Dude, do you have any idea what kind of energy that is manifesting into my life? I've told you, there's this subconscious part of you. Okay? There's a part of you that works underneath of your conscious awareness that is constantly scanning your surroundings. And it's only tuning into and picking up on things that you have programmed it to focus on through years and years and years of repetition. So if I'm repetitively saying to myself, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a piece of shit, I'm a worthless piece of shit, what do you think that part of me is looking for? It's scanning my surroundings. And it's only tuning into things that align with me being a piece of shit. It's doing it for me. I don't even have to try. You know what I mean? That's what we have to reprogram. And it takes time. It takes time, and it's not fun, y'all. Oh, no, it's not fun. Oh, no, it's not fun. It's not fun. Telling myself I am successful. That was not fun. Gave me a migraine, you know? But this right here is where intention becomes real fucking important. Intention. Because if I'm telling myself I am successful, what's my intention? This is where you got to develop that solid ass relationship with yourself and the universe, okay? Because there will be people who judge you and tell you that that's wrong. You know, don't lie to yourself. I know what my intentions are. Now, if my intention is to lie, to mislead you from the truth, then yes, that's wrong. But if my intention, the reason why I'm doing this, is to reprogram my subconscious mind so that I can create it to be the truth, that's not your business to judge. You don't know why I'm doing this. You don't know why I'm saying this. Only I do. And I'm the only one that needs to. Doesn't matter what you think. Doesn't matter what you think about what I'm doing or what intentions you think I have. Doesn't matter. The only person that needs to know is the universe, because my life experiences aren't manifested behind your opinion of what I'm doing. My life experiences aren't manifested on the back of what you think about me. My life experiences are manifested as a result of my intentions and the frequency I'm really on. That relationship with yourself being able to build that and fuck what anybody else says, fuck what anybody else thinks. Okay, you're not going to get around that. You are going to have people who judge you. You are going to have people who say shit about you. You are going to have people that talk about you. Fuck them. Who cares? Who gives a shit? What they think doesn't matter. What they think is not what manifests into your life. So who cares? Let them talk. Let them talk. That right there, I see a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people struggle with that. Oh, a lot of people. They're so worried about what everybody thinks. You know, they're so worried about putting on a certain image. You know, why? Successful people and people who are really, truly on a path to success simply don't have the time to worry about what anybody else is doing. They don't have the time. No time. Yeah, I mean, it's not a very nice thing to do, but truly, a person who's on a real, genuine path towards success simply doesn't have the time. I don't have the time to sit and analyze you and what you're doing and what your intentions are. I don't have the time for that. I don't have the time for that. I'm too focused on my own manifestations and my own goals. I don't have time, you know? So when you have somebody who is doing that, they've already picked what side they're on. They've already picked what side they're on. And guess what? That's not the side that's going to find success one day. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're going to find failure. They're going to find failure. So they've picked their side. So let them do it. Let them do it. They're not going to manifest success in their life. They're going to keep manifesting failure. You're not. They've picked their side. You pick yours. Develop that relationship with yourself. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Develop that relationship with yourself, because that is what will manifest into your life. The frequency that you are really on and what your intentions truly are is what will produce your life experiences, not what anybody else thinks about you. I know at least one person needed to hear that, because I see it every day. You know how many times I see people struggling with that. How many people struggle with what somebody thinks about them or what somebody says or the way somebody's judging them. Dude, you cannot. If you let that shit bother you, you will never find success. You will never find success if you let that bother you. If you spend all of your time trying to prove something to somebody, you will never find success. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. You will never find that life that you truly want if you are spending all of your time trying to prove a point to and impress people who you don't even like and they don't even like you. You will never create the life you want with that mentality, ever. Never, ever. Never, ever. Nope. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Probably going to get out of here in a couple of minutes. Getting hungry now. Now I'm all fired up and ready to go. Yo. Anywho, what y'all up to now, man? Y'all ready to go? What time is this? 8:30 here in Vegas. I usually wait till about 9 to eat breakfast. Yeah, you'll learn that self-love. Sobriety will help you find that self-love. It definitely will. It definitely will help you find that self-love. You know what I think one of the biggest things about self-love is that we've been programmed. We've been programmed and brainwashed into believing that self-love makes you a bad person. You know, and that was done by design. You know, that was done by design. You are not a bad person for loving yourself. You are not a bad person. Now, what makes you a bad person is hurting people. What makes you a bad person is thinking that you're better than other people. Okay? Which again, that's for you to decide. That's for you to decide. Because yes, when you find that self-love, I mean, you really start walking in that frequency of self-love and your life really starts improving and you really start setting boundaries, you know, on what types of energy you will allow into your circle and what types of energy you won't allow into your life. Oh, yes, there will be a lot of people that get very pissed off and intimidated and tell you that you think you're better than other people. Oh, yes, there will. Fuck them. Who cares? Who cares? But if you think that you're better than other people, then yes, that makes you a bad person. Okay. But simply loving yourself and respecting yourself enough to set boundaries does not make you a bad person. That's what we have to find. That's what we have to do, is give ourselves permission to love ourselves. Give yourself permission to toot your own horn every now and then. Give yourself permission to do that. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not cheating anybody, fucking people over, doing harm to others. If you are not doing harm, hurting people, cheating people, fucking people over, and intentionally causing bad things to happen to somebody for your own pleasure, you are not a bad person. You are allowed to love yourself. You're allowed to put yourself as your number one priority. You are allowed to do things with your happiness and your frequency as your number one priority. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Anybody that tries to guilt trip you into thinking otherwise, fuck them. Cut them out of your life. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. Fuck them. Nope. No, if you've got a problem with me being happy, get out of my life. I don't want you in my life. No. If whatever you want, I don't care. Go. Deuces. Deuces. Don't need you in my life then. My empire is all about them good vibes. Good vibes. Peace and happiness. Damn it. Damn it. Anyway, though, it is about time for me to hop on out of here. I'm all good and fired up and ready for the day. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me blab and run my mouth. So, I don't know when you'll see me on my main channel next, but I definitely got to get something done today because I didn't do shit yesterday. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.